Awesome. How's it, Dave? What's happening, man?
All right, and you, man. Good, good.
Yeah, good, good. Sun is shining. Awesome, awesome day outside. So yeah, I can't complain, man. How's Cape Town?
No, man, it's all right, eh? I haven't been outside. I've been working all day, but it's
Is it?
good. Yeah, man, it's good. No
Yeah,
complaints.
I've been inside as well. So yeah, it's all good, man. Typical Monday. I'm a bit tired from this weekend's boot camp, which was awesome. It was busy. Actually, loads of content, about 150 questions, like no exaggerations.
Yeah,
It
not an
was
exaggeration.
hectic. So yeah,
Wasn't there any Sundays questions as well? There was another probably 100 something from Saturday.
oh,
Oh,
jeez, just thinking about it tires me out, eh?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we need to do a course on how to use Google.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, man. So yeah, so another week. What's it? So we almost is it halfway through the year already? It is, eh? Because July, yeah, from July it's 6 months, eh? July,
Yeah,
August,
yeah.
September, October, November, December. Almost halfway through the year. Can you believe it? And still loads going on, loads of deals happening. And I think this last weekend at the boot camp, it just showed me the hunger of how many investors really want to scale their property business right now, which is great. It's good to
Yeah.
see.
It's good. Yeah, that's good. Fortunately, I think from a technical perspective and from the work that we did on the back end, everything went fairly smoothly. I am looking forward to doing the next one in person, though, at the very least.
Yeah, no, I agreed. It'll be so awesome to go back to proper live events. And then just as we started going back to live events, obviously this happens. So, I mean,
Durban
yeah,
decided to start a third wave for us.
yeah, thank you so much, Durban.
Someone from Durban's going to
uh,
shout at me for that one.
yeah, exactly. Jeez. So, is anyone with us yet?
Looks like they're coming in slowly but surely. But yeah, hopefully so, guys. Well, we're getting started. Say hi in chat. I'm just wondering why things are going a little bit weird, but that's fine.
No worries. I mean, if you are new to this is, Dave and Andrews every Monday at 1 o'clock coffee chat, talking about property, connecting people, talking about what events are happening this week, what happened last week, what's happening in our property portfolio. So if you are out there and you're new to this, or you know of anyone that's in the property space that just wants to learn a bit more about property and get connected, this is a very informal chat between myself and Dave. And these calls tend to last anything from 25 minutes to 40 minutes, depending what we go through. So, I mean, Dave, anything exciting happened in your life the last few weeks?
No, I've just been working on convention. It feels like it.
Yeah,
Personal stuff's a little bit hectic at the moment on the back end, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, I don't think I've actually looked at a property deal for at least 2 weeks now, which is not
right, is
ideal.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Happens, though.
yeah. It
Happens,
comes and goes, eh?
happens.
And
Well,
then
to be
later
fair,
this week, I'll probably have like 10 on my desk, so you'll never know.
I don't think last week I was obviously self-isolating, and the week before I was doing the road shows. So I
Mm,
haven't actually gone out and looked at any properties locally. It's been on my agenda. So probably not this week. This week I'm going to chill at home and take it easy. But from next week, definitely going to ramp up the viewings, get out there, view multi-lets, buy-to-lets, and yeah, I just get out there and get some more deals flowing. I see the brokerage are still churning out quite a few property deals, which is awesome. It's just
yeah.
finding the right investors who do have bond affordability, and investors who can get their hands on a few 100,000. But let's see.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's there's so much potential, but I think what I've found with my investors, at least over the past couple of months, is I think they've been a lot more conservative. They've been a lot more aggressive on the returns they want, if there is some risk involved. So there's definitely the criteria is picked up, and I think people have seen that property is there to make money and it's got a good opportunity. But I think they're also a little bit scared of the market trends at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, 100%. And I guess, Dave, maybe what's this week looking like in terms of events? Is it event heavy? Is it quiet?
It's a nice, easy week for us. I think after all the road shows and everything else that we had, we're definitely glad. So pretty much the only thing on the docket for this week is Thursday evening we got Mastermind. So that's Michael Bowen and Tanya Scott will be hosting that one, and then we're going to the week after that. We were going to Drew, you and I were going to be in Durban this weekend, but we decided to push that back a week just because of Andrew, you and I had to self-isolate for about 14 days, so it wasn't wise for us to travel so close to our previous trip. So
Yeah.
that is that. Then maybe just some highlights in terms of next week. We can quickly talk about that. So naturally, we have a networking event happening on Wednesday. So this is the first one for June. We've had to move back a little bit, but we're getting Apps on board. Apps is going to come on board, talk to us about their property investor solutions, how they're servicing the industry. Drew, have you spoken to Miguel and those guys about what's happening that evening?
Yeah, so I think, Absa Bank are coming up with a whole solution for property investors. So it's going to be quite a different event to our normal public networking events where they've got about 9 minutes on each section. They're going to talk about everything from, there's so much in there, Dave, from solutions with regards to wills to buy-to-let financing. There's a whole list there. I've gone blank now, but it's just going to be individual people talking about different solutions for property investors. So if you want to find out what ABSA's solution is that evening, make sure you do join us. And remember, it's a great platform to network, meet other like-minded investors, get some new ideas, meet some new people, and get out there and do property deals.
100%, man. And then maybe just looking for a little forward into next week because we do have that extra time to talk about it now. We've got some Investor of the Year Award prelims happening again. Those are pretty much drawing to an end in a month or so. So that's one of the last ones that we have. And then Andrew, you and I will be down in Durban for a workshop over there on the 19th. So that'll be good fun.
So I think the Durban workshop, is that not now? Well, the 19th is this Saturday, so it's been pushed back another week.
I was reading upwards. Yeah, sorry, the 26th that's happening.
Yeah. So for anyone in the Durban area, make sure you join myself, Dave, and the team in Durban for a one-day wealth builder workshop. Which again, it's great. We'll start talking about business structures and tax and running the numbers and how to finance properties. How do you do seller financing? How do you come up with the money to finance a property deal? And we make it very, very practical. So that is in 2 weeks' time. Don't miss that event if you are in or around the Durban area. So, Dave, looking at this week, then it's fairly quiet, eh?
100%. That's quite weak. You can get down to some meetings.
Yeah.
A few of the team are also on leave, so it's going to be a very nice week to just catch up on some work and hopefully clear some of those inboxes out from the long weekends we've had with all the traveling.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just touch on the mastermind, because some people are probably wondering what is the mastermind. So the mastermind is one of the benefits you get when you join the SA Property Investors Networking professional membership level. It's every month and it's all about accountability. You as a property investor are probably very busy doing certain things, and the mastermind is there to support you, A, give you support, B, get you an accountability buddy to hold you accountable, answer any question you have, and make sure you're setting goals, you're viewing properties, you're putting offers out there. So it's a national platform of like-minded property investors sharing ideas. So if you are feeling stuck, you are feeling lonely, make sure you visit Sapin's Pro membership. In fact, we'll put a link out there for you now if you just want to see what it's all about. Because I found that, Dave, people that try to do property by themselves, they always move very slow because they get stuck. They don't quite know where to go. They dibble, they dabble, they try and make something work. And guess what happens? They lose money. So, yeah, that's my 2 pennies worth, eh?
I'm going to put that out in the chat box over there for the team and everyone to see. But yeah, so that's 100% true. It's so valuable to sit there and have that accountability. It's not just about listening and hearing and learning things. It's about saying what you're going to do, committing to it, and actually getting out there and doing it, which is really nice to do.
Definitely. Okay, cool. So, and remember, if you are out there and you have any property questions, please ask myself and Dave. There's a lot going on in the property space. We're still actively looking at multi-lets. Is there anyone doing student accommodation? We had Mohammed as our guest speaker come on yesterday talking about student accommodation, which is quite interesting. Let me know in the comments box who is actually doing student accommodation, because the word on the streets is, look, a lot of learners are now studying from home. Is that going to become the norm? I don't think we'll ever get away from the fact that certain areas we're going to need actual student accommodation in specific areas. But be careful, like Mohammed said, there are a few areas now where there is a bit of oversaturation. So is there still a market for student accommodation? Yes, but now it's more of be careful where you invest. Do your due diligence. Call call the local university. Don't just go buy. And this is what happens there. People get excited, shoot accommodation. There's 300,000 shortage of beds across the country. Okay, great. But where is the shortage of beds? It doesn't mean that there's a shortage everywhere. So just be careful.
100%. Yeah, so that was definitely a good takeaway from the weekend that we learned that there's yeah, I think there's been a lot of change, a lot of disruption in that market. So it's I would caution people who are looking at it to be a lot more careful than they would have been like a year ago. It was the best thing to look at, but now we definitely need to think a little more consciously about how that works for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, cool, man. That sounds good. And yeah. Now, Dave, coming back to our little bet that we had about interest rates, who's going to win?
I'm just going to turn you off here real quick and just now tell you. You're definitely going to win.
Yes.
I think when we set that bet back in the beginning of COVID, we had all thought COVID would last 3 months. Yeah.
Jeez. Remember that. So back in those days, we're like, yeah, we're going to be shut down for a few months and then COVID will be done with and we're back to normal. Jeez, we're June, a year and a few months later, and we're like in the third wave. Can you believe it? Eh?
And now I think we've just lost all hope. We're just like, cool, I'll see you on Zoom for the rest of my life.
So Dave, can you tell the audience what was the bet all about?
I will buy Andrew a bottle of whiskey if the interest rate, well, if our prime lending rate doesn't recover to above 10% by the end of the year.
Now, notice a bottle of whiskey. That means I can choose what bottle that is, eh? There's no limit to amount, is there? So I can choose. Don't worry, Dave. I'll be kind. I'll be kind.
As long as I can help you finish it, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So that's a little bet, and I'm still get Khomotso on board, which you will come join us this month or next month, talking about interest rates, what's going on, are they going up, they're going down, when, how do we handle that, what's going to happen to lending rates with banks, and just on talking about bank finance, you know, I've seen in the UK, Dave, that the market is very hot at the moment, and talking to our friend Alex over there saying, the amount of new lenders that have come into the UK market just wanting to give money out is just amazing. He said it's like there's lender after lender. I've seen people setting up bank accounts now, doing property deals, but getting below market value deals in the UK is not as easy as some people think it is because the market is so hot. I mean, there's property that I had a lease option over. I think the option was like 62. Anyway, long story short, she wanted to get out. She put the property on the market at like £70,000, right? And I was like, you're never going to get that because it needs a full rewire. It needs work to be done. I reckon the value is like around 65, 67. She gets full asking price. People are just buying properties.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at where the pound is from a international exchange perspective, it's discounted. I mean, the dollar as well. I can't remember the last time the dollar was where it is at the moment. But last I checked was it was 13 rand to the dollar. So internationally, like South African, our buying power is relatively high compared to where it's been in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's definitely something worth, and I think, Andrew, it's something that we'll probably be announcing in the next couple of months. But we're definitely looking at finding ways that we can get South African investors to invest in the UK or invest in the US market or even the Aussie market, because I think it's key that you diversify your portfolio, you get some cash overseas and offshore, because hedging now is going to be really good. Okay, I see we're a little bit up from where we were about a week ago, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's a good point there, Dave. So anybody watching us, write down in the comments box. Just let us know, would you want to invest offshore? Would you want to go to the UK? Would you want to go offshore, like to the US, for example? And what would you prefer, to go buy a property outright? So go over there, set your bank account up, set up a company, buy a property, or would you prefer just from the comfort of your own home to buy into one of those properties, as in buy into a company where you don't necessarily have to go out there and do all the hard work? Let us know in that comments box what you would prefer, because I think that's the way the world's going at, David. Yes, I will always be involved in bricks and mortar, but I'm also very much of the opinion of leveraging and investing in multiple countries using tech as a platform.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, if you look at it, like literally, I think last week we had the pound to 19 rand to the dollar. Sorry, 19 rand to the pound, and around 13.5 rand to the dollar. That's probably the lowest I've seen the pound probably ever. It's probably since like 2010 days back then. So it's
Yeah.
because it's been above 2025 since March 2020. So for a whole
I
year, we've been above 20 pounds.
Yeah, I remember it hit 24 a few years ago, didn't it? It was 24 rand to a pound. When was that? It was a good few years ago.
Oh no, that was April 2020, dude.
Was that last year?
It was April last year. It happened again. It happened again before that. Before that
Yes, yeah,
was
yeah.
2016. There was a nice big spike.
Yeah, I remember that. That is hectic. It's great if you're earning pounds and you're sending pounds back to South Africa.
Yeah.
That's the power of the pound, right? Um,
Yeah, I
so
remember I
yeah,
had a
that's
deal. I had a deal go through around that time. I think it was on the dip side, and I went from making about R250,000 on the deal to making like 180,000 rand on the deal.
yeah, exactly. Jeez, man, that was yeah. Those were the days, eh?
Yeah, it was good fun,
So
man.
yeah, no, exactly, man. So let us know in the comments box, everyone. Where are you looking to invest? Here in South Africa, locally, Joburg, Durban, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, or are you looking to invest offshore? Let us know because both myself and Dave, are doing both. And if you are stuck or not sure what platform to use, reach out. Let us know. And I think, Dave, maybe let's just do a quick high-level view of the events that are coming up this week and next week again. And if you have any questions, post in the chat box. This is every Monday now. So yes, it used to be on a Tuesday every week. We then changed it to every other week. So the last few weeks has been a bit of backwards and forwards, but we are now going back to these live events every Monday at 1:00 to support you, answer your questions, connect you, and to let you know what events are happening and what's happening in our portfolios and your learnings we've got. We will come to you, and some of the events we will have guest speakers as well. So make sure you tell your friends about this session, that you do tag all your friends in, and then we'll see how we can help you move forward. So Dave, let's jump into events.
100%, guys. So just make sure you're in the chat box saying hello. Let us know that how it's going over there on your side. In terms of events this week, so obviously Andrew and I are doing coffee chats, like he said, every week. So today and then again next Monday. Thursday, we've got Michael Byrne with our professional members doing a mastermind, and that's really all around getting accountability and action involved for those members. Tuesday, Michael's up again. He's doing a quick conversation about how he's finding his deals in the current market. Then the big things to sort of look at is next week, Wednesday, we've got our networking event with ABSA. ABSA is going to come aboard and demonstrate to us how they're helping investors in the current market. And in our opinion, Andrew and I believe that ABSA is providing the best products to investors, which is really nice. And then next weekend, Andrew and I will be down in Durban for a workshop. So if you want to find out about that workshop, you can just quickly head to the link I'm about to put in chat box, and then we'll see you there. So for the guys who are in Durban, it doesn't happen often that Andrew and I can get down there. So it's going to be really fun to meet some of you guys and see you face to face.
100%, Dave. And just coming back to the monthly national public event, which is run by the SA Property Investors Network. On the 23rd, it starts at 6:30, so the 23rd of June, from 6:30 to it's until about 9:00 that evening. And this is what you're going to be learning. How does ABSA partner with property investors? They're going to be talking about existing and future rental income. If you are stuck and you can't get that third or fourth bond, how does ABSA Bank use their future rental product to help you move forward? Keeping property investment transactions separate to your personal accounts. 3 TPN tools investors use the most. Some of the biggest mistakes that new investors are making, how ABSA is going to support the IoTY awards, and how to get a will in place within 48 hours. Most South Africans don't have a will. They're going to show you how you can do that in under 48 hours. So make sure you join us on the 23rd of June, Wednesday night. There's a lot of value happening that evening.
100%.
Cool.
That's going to be a good, fun one. Cool. And then that's pretty much it for the next 2 weeks, Drew. So pretty nice, easy, light one for us. Obviously, we're all busy on the back end. There's a few new projects that Andrew and I are working on to bring to you guys in the near future. So do keep an eye out. Make sure you're getting our emails from events at SA Property Network, and it'll be an exciting one.
Excellent. So, I mean, Dave, if there's no questions from the audience today, it's a pretty quiet day today, but maybe that's a good thing, right? Because maybe that's a sign that we're going to have a quiet week, Dave.
After working all weekend, I'm desperate to just sleep in tomorrow. I'll be honest.
Me too. I'm just thinking like take a few hours out, and it's been a really awesome 6 months. You know, if you think of how busy we've been, our businesses are growing, property deals are happening, things are changing, and every now and then it's just good to have a quiet week, eh?
Yep. I think then just to wrap up then, Drew, just worth noting, happy Youth Day to everyone on Wednesday, and Andrew, happy Father's Day this weekend, man. Have a good one.
It's Father's Day also. I didn't even
Yeah,
know that.
make sure the kids
Thanks.
take care of you.
Yes, I
And
will.
don't tell Simone I remind you about Father's Day and not about your anniversary.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I won't. I'll keep it quiet, eh?
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Drew.
No worries.
Guys,
Thanks,
we'll be
Dave.
back here next week. Awesome.
Awesome.